What's up, everyone? It is your girl, Cicely Renee, and this is Setting the Scene Sunday, where we are empowering people. We are talking about our life goals. We're talking about wins. We're talking about challenges. We're talking about everything that can help us take us to the next level. So go ahead and grab your journals, your planners, pens, and get something to drink, and let's start setting the scene. Again, I am Cicely Renee, aka the Bougie Black Blogger. And quick fact, you probably already know this, but I am a bookstore owner. I have my own bookstore in Louisville, Texas. And yes, that is my baby. And so, but I have so many babies. Like me being a creative, I feel like I have so many things that I want to do, and then I go and do those things. So, podcasts, blogging, writing, drawing, painting, creating books, all that good stuff. And so, shout out to the creatives who can't just stick to one thing. It's all good. It is all good. So, real quick, earlier today, I was invited to Brown Girls Brunch in Dallas, the series. The first stop was Atlanta, second stop was Houston. Today was Dallas, they're going to Seattle. But let me tell you, so because of my blogger status, I get like media passes to different events, and this is one of those. And I was there today, and it was so freaking powerful. First of all, a room full of brown, beautiful women who are goal getters, who are, just doing the damn thing, y'all. There's entrepreneurs. First of all, there's a lady on the panel who has her own bank, a Black woman with a bank. Take a moment to rest on that. That's dope. That is so freaking dope. And so there was a whole bunch of different people there. So the people on the panel, there's Braylee Evans, and she's an actress, singer, director, all of these things. There was Crystal Clear, who is a nonprofit owner of Rock, Paper, Scissors, and she deals with domestic violence and mental wellness in the Black and Brown communities. There was a fashion designer, and the room was filled with just dope Black women. All right. And so I was just super inspired, super empowered. Like it lit a fire in me where I'm like, oh my gosh, let's do this. Okay. I am where I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm a firm believer in like you, if you show up or if you're at an event or something, you were supposed to be there. And I got so much out of that event, especially since I've been kind of like struggling with being a full-time entrepreneur. Just, all the ups and downs, ebbs and flows of, being a full-time entrepreneur. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And, I knew that going into it, but it's just now the whole, figuring it out, right? Figuring out your place, the processes, and just how it all works. Like you can go to school and read a book and learn about a whole bunch of stuff, but it's totally different than being in the action, right? Hands on. That just reminds me of when I was a teacher, where we're learning all this stuff, we're taking tests, notes, doing all this stuff, but it had nothing to like that. Just went out the window. And once I was in the school, like it was something new every day. And yeah, it's totally different than just reading about it, right? But just seeing all the successful people in this room just allowed me to really like think about my purpose and passion in this world. And it was exciting because I got to interview, the people, and I was just like, yo, this is my thing. I love this thing. But anyways, that is just that was my day today. So I did not go to the bookstore today. I did have a volunteer, which was awesome. So it's time for our three things. And so actually, I have three words for y'all, three words. And these just popped into my head. Like, it was just like, what are my three things? Am I going to talk about wins? Am I going to talk about challenges? Am I going to talk about events? All that stuff. But three words popped up into my head. And I was just like, okay, we'll talk about this. So the first word is reflection. And so I was reflecting on the past few weeks, right? I literally was like, I'm revitalizing the blog. I'm reviving it. I'm reviving the book, the podcast. I want to do more events. I want to build my personal brand. I want to speak and do all these different engagements. And so I'm reflecting over the past 2 weeks, ever since I said that, I've been invited to, be media for Brown Girls Brunch. I also was invited to speak on a panel for entrepreneurs. And I'm just like, whoa, okay, it's all coming together. And I'm just like, yo, if you set your mind to something and you're consistent with it, things will come to fruition. Like your actions will enable the fruit to come, right? Like you're doing these things, you're putting it out there. Your mind is like focused. You're not going back and forth saying, I kind of want to do this. I don't know if I want to do this, but you're determined. And that goes to my second word. So the second word is determined. So when you are determined to do something, you're going to do it. Like you're going to make sure that everything aligns with what your goals are. You're going to be determined to do what you need to do to get to that next level. So I have been pushing to get 1,000 followers on TikTok. So I started about 2, 3 weeks ago and I had 540. And so when you get 1,000, you can go live. And I was just like, I just want to do lives all the time, all the time. And I'm like, what will I do a live about? But anyways, but I put it out there. I put it an ask out there. I made a video. I was like, go follow me. I want to reach 1,000. Da, 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 da. And then somehow, like, everything started aligning up because I fell into these lives, these other people's lives, and their live parties. And basically, what happens is you get into a live, and the goal is for you to follow other people, and they follow you back. And we just kept saying, my goal is this, my goal is that, my goal is this. And so I probably was in about 7 to 10 different lives over the past 3 days. And I needed to get I had about 380 more people to to follow me. Um, and so I was like, we're doing this, we're doing this. And I looked at my TikTok time on like, they tell you how much time you've been on TikTok. And I was on TikTok a lot this past week. I was on there for 17 hours. Okay. So I put in the work. I was determined to get that 1,000 followers, those 1,000 followers. And let me tell you, so I hit my 1,000 yesterday morning. I had started off at 9:01. And let's see, 901, because I was in those parties. And then now I'm at 1,076. So I surpassed my goal and I did my live. And my first live was cool. I just had no idea what I was doing, y'all, but it all worked out. And so I was determined. I was like, we gonna get that 1,000. So now I'm just like, okay, I love, when my actions align with my goals and passions. And then, you get that fruit. And it's really cool when that fruit happens like quickly. I know it's hard to stay consistent and determined when these goals don't come to fruition for like 20 years, which, stay the course. If that is what you want, do the works and just stay focused on that, y'all. But yeah, so that was my word number 2, determined. My word number 3 is inspire. So like I was so inspired today. Like just the words that were said from the panelists, the people who I connected with. I got out of my comfort zone and went and connected with people. I told them about the bookstore. I was just really inspired to really elevate who I am and amplify who I am and what I'm doing because other people were doing it. I was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And so I was inspired to go and build connections, make connections. And you guys, I won't say too much because some things need to be on the hush hush right now. But it was just really amazing how I was inspired by these people who are reaching out, talking to each other, passing out business cards. And I was like, okay, I can do that too. And I did that. And it was amazing. And so I know that this week with the inspiration, I want to make sure I'm continuously putting like positive words in my head, reading, listening to whatever YouTube empowerment shows there are, making sure that the people that I am connected with, do not eat up my time in a way that is, unproductive. But like if there are people coming in that want to build connections, I am here for it. And so those are my three words: reflection, thinking about the past, right? Or what's been happening, determined, staying true to what you want, and being inspired, like putting yourself into settings where you can get that inspiration. Like it's hard to just sit in a room by yourself with nothing going on and be inspired. Like that just does not work. Like inspiration comes from reading, it comes from being involved in activities, you know, brunches or panels or museums, art galleries. Inspiration is a beautiful thing and it's an active thing. It's not like you can't just sit. I mean, you can probably just sit and stare at the corner and find some inspiration, but being actively engaged in something definitely will amplify that experience and set the tone. All right. So those are my three things. Well, three words. So this week, my personal goal is to stay consistent. And so the past 2 weeks, like I was saying with the TikTok and focusing on rebranding or reviving my brand, like I just want to stay consistent. Like I don't want to add too much to my plate. I just want to make sure I maintain that consistency in what I'm doing as far as the blogs, the podcasts, the communicating, the connecting with people. Like I do not want to get distracted. I don't want to just do some random stuff. I took a break this week, so that was amazing. And so hopefully my brain is back into like goal mode. And so yes, we want to stay consistent. You guys stay consistent. That is my goal. And let me know what your goals are. Let me know what your three things are, what your challenges were, your wins, your epiphanies. Let me know that. You can email me that, you can put it in the chat, or however you want to communicate that with me, definitely do that. And so we're going to end on this power word or this focus word, which is ignite. And so at the event today, one of the panelists was Brayley Evans, who's an actress, and you may have seen her, like she was in Being Mary Jane, Sparkle, there, and some other, The Man in 3B, and some other shows as well. So that is Brayley Evans. And so she has this book called ABCs of I Ams, a daily guide for speaking prosperity, love, and success into your life. So I got this book. Thank you to my homegirl, sister from another mother. How does that work? Anyways, she gifted this to me, Candace. And so she has a whole bunch of different I am statements. And you are what you say you are. And so if you say you're dumb, if you say you're confused, if you say you can't do it, then that's what it's gonna be. But I'm all about that empowerment and speaking life, right? We want to build ourselves and grow and all that good stuff. So you want to make sure you're putting powerful words into your vocabulary, into your mind, so that it becomes behavior, and then your behavior becomes your whole lifestyle. So you will bring that, you'll speak it into existence. It'll be part of your daily life, right? So the focus word of the week is ignite. And so in her book, The Eyes, she has I am ignited. And this is a scriptural, is that the term? Scripture type book. So if you are into the Bible, like I am. I'm going to read this scripture of where this comes from. So I am. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished, and he rose in haste and spoke, saying to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire?" They answered and said to the king, "True, O king. Look," he answered, "I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire. They are not hurt, and the form of the fourth is like the Son of God." That is Daniel 3:24 through 25. They were ignited. And so where are you going to get your fire, your flame, right? What is something that you can do to keep that fire burning, right? What is something that can ignite your fire? Like maybe you have lost that fire. What are some things that you can do this week that can reignite that flame? And so igniting it means being ignited means being on fire. It's allowing someone or something to excite you to movement. So move. When you on fire, you don't just stand around. When you are on fire, you are shaking, you are running, you're trying to get things off, you doing things, making sure. But this fire is not gonna burn you. This fire is definitely gonna burn others, but not in a bad way, right? And so this fire, this flame, you cannot sit still when you are ignited, right? So you need to find something that's really going to ignite you and get you going. Um, and so for me, the Brown Girl Brunch, that definitely ignited my fire. And I'm super excited about this week and what I got going on. Um, and stay tuned. I will post the interviews that I did as well on the podcast. And so it's Combos with Cicely Renee. And so I'm super excited that you guys are here. And I hope that this has excited you or ignited you to do something, right? Focus on your goals, what you got going on in your world. And if you want to be live next Sunday, let me know. I'm going to send out a Zoom. I did not do that this week. It was a wild, restful week. Yeah. Okay, side note, real quick, before we end, you guys, I live in Texas, well, I'm in a suburb of Texas. I'm in Louisville. And on Wednesday, so I've been watching the temperature, because you get a 10-day forecast, and I just kept watching it rise and rise and rise. It started off with like 101 degrees, then it was 103, then it was 106, and then it was 109, y'all. 109 degrees. But on Wednesday, I went to Six Flags, right? And I was like, man, it's gonna be hot. We were making sure we had enough water. We had, our liquid IV. We were, what else were we doing? We were just like, had fans, we had cooling towels, all this stuff. We were just making sure that we were staying hydrated and cool. But I got on one of the rides, and it was Mr. Freeze, and I haven't been on a roller coaster in a very, very long time. And so this ride, you go from 0 to 60, but backwards, like in like 2 seconds, right? And so I'm like screaming, 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 but I'm having the time of my life. I love roller coasters. I love thrill. And so, but this time I'm screaming, and all of a sudden I stop screaming, and then I pass out. Like my head just drops to the left, and I'm like, and then I come to, and I start screaming again. Yeah, I have never blacked out on a roller coaster. I have never blacked out on a roller coaster, but this time I did. It was the craziest thing in the world, because like, you see these videos on, Facebook, where people are doing that like bouncy thing that gets shot up in the air and they pass out. And I thought that was fake. It's not fake. It's not fake at all. But it ignited the child in me. I was like, yes, let's do it again. And so that was fun. Let me know what your experiences with roller coasters. Are you a roller coaster fanatic? Have you ever passed out? Are you like, no, I do not do roller coasters, because of your story? Let me know in the comments below, or send an email. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let you go. Yes, be sure to follow, subscribe, and like and share. Let people know that we are here and we are excited to just be in your ear, empowering you, amplifying voices, and all that good stuff. All right. All right. Peace and blessings. If I can end it. Bye.